Hi, this is a shoot that I did recently that I was so excited about. I absolutely loved it. Um, this is Belle, and Belle and I really clicked from the very beginning, which always helps, doesn't it, when you get on well with who you're shooting and you've got that immediate connection, and we just had so much fun. I started off just doing a few sort of warm-up shots really of Belle sitting at the wishing well in this blue outfit, just to kind of get warmed up, because I always find it takes a good sort of 20 minutes sometimes just to get warmed up in each other's company a little bit. And I just wanted to show you my editing on this image because I really wanted to bring the eye in, so I cropped in, gave it quite a dark vignette, and then can you see how I've like really enhanced the blues and the oranges? I think like the blue and the orange being complementary colours, it's lovely to make those pop. Just going back to the original, I also took out the distracting green behind Belle's head, so really honed in on the colours of the golds and the blues and the oranges. Also, I cropped in so that you can't see the distracting sky at the top there. The sky was quite, plain. It didn't have any clouds or any interest in it. So I thought by cropping it in nice and close, you bring the eye in and it's just got so much more impact. This next shot is one of my favourites. I really love it. And the blossom on the tree at that particular time was absolutely perfect. I have toned the greens down. I've just desaturated the yellows slightly here to take the green of the grass down, because I do find on the D3 amazing colour, but the greens can be a little bit overpowering. Do you see what I mean here? So also I wanted to show you the difference between auto white balance, which is here, but look at her skin tones. There's a slight blueness to her skin tone. I just want to show you what I usually do, which is put my camera on cloudy white balance just to warm the skin tones up and give them that beautiful golden glow. Look at that. So you've got so much warmth there. There's more warmth in the blossom, warmth in her skin. And so this is cloudy white balance, and I just tidied this shot up, got rid of my car in the background there, and again just toned down those greens slightly, so then you've got even more emphasis on that beautiful pink in the tutu and the blossom. I was really careful with my viewpoint in this one, where I positioned myself, because I wanted the blossom low enough down to sort of cover the house at the back, but not to be too close to Belle's head. I wanted a shallow enough depth of field to throw all of that background out of focus, and to get some shallow depth of field in the foreground as well. Do you see where the grass is blurred in the foreground? So I had to be very careful to get exactly the right height, and also because I was shooting at 1.4, I wanted to make sure that her feet were in focus as well as her face. So I had to make sure that she was parallel to the lens. Do you see what I mean? I didn't want to risk any of her being out of focus. So I'm always really conscious of things being parallel to the lens when I'm shooting at 1.4. I think since I got my D800, I don't know, because I love the D3 so much, I always think the D800 wouldn't quite measure up, or I wouldn't get quite as good results on the D800 as the D3. And in this shoot, I was really proven wrong. While I was going through the images afterwards, I could actually not tell which were taken with which, other than the fact that I had my 85mm lens on my D3, so obviously they were a lot closer. So I had my 1.4 50mm lens on my D800, and then my 1.4 85mm on my D3. I just wanted to show you here again with the viewpoint. Can you see how Belle's face is against like the hedge in the background? And just by moving down, taking a lower viewpoint, look how it transforms the image. I think the brightness behind Belle's face, and just Belle facially here, it just works. It's a completely different shot, and I do always tend to shoot from quite low viewpoints. I think that these pictures would make great bookmarks, don't you? Look at that for a bookmark. So these were about between 4 and 5 in the afternoon, I guess, and that we're just so lucky with the sunlight. It was absolutely perfect for that beautiful diffused look. I think there are a couple right at the beginning where the highlights are slightly blown, but more or less we just had a nice, soft, gentle sunlight on Belle, and I had great fun just putting loads of different edits on these pictures. I really love using the sun to backlight a subject as well. It particularly works well if you've got an older person. Obviously with Belle it wasn't an issue, but if you've got any kind of older skin, I guess, backlighting them seems to be so complementary. And then we got Belle at the end just spinning around, and just that real sense of freedom in her, just twirling around under the tree. We finished off back where we started at the wishing well, just because Belle had her magic wand, and I thought it'd be fun to do a shot that looks like you're, trying to make the wish come true with your magic wand. But it's very distracting. It's really tricky to shoot round the wishing well because there were buildings all the way around it, really close by. So I did a little bit of rough editing, really not perfect, but just to take out the distraction of the flower thingy in the background there. And then I just put a lens blur filter over. I know my cutting out isn't perfect here. I just wanted to tidy it up a little bit for Belle because I wanted the shallow depth of field, but it was just so tricky to get the wishing well and Belle in focus, and so I erred on the side of caution and went for a wider depth of field and then edited it afterwards. The more I use my D800, the more I love it, and I love just so much detail, and I never thought I'd say this, but I actually do feel like picking it up as much as I feel like picking my D3 up now. I never thought I'd say that. This shoot wasn't the time and the place to do a direct comparison and get the same lens on both cameras, and I've done that in previous videos and done these direct comparisons on the absolute same setting on both cameras. And I think what I've decided is when you're sort of comparing cameras, I feel like it's more than just the results that you're looking at. It's a feel for the camera, how you feel about picking it up, how you get on with it, the weight of the camera. The D800's lighter than the D3. The D3's great in low light. The D800 is nice and light, and I can fit it in my handbag. So I'm sort of getting away from doing direct comparisons, and just it's more of a general feel. So I hope you enjoyed this shoot. I absolutely loved it, and looking forward to capturing more people doing what they love. Thanks for joining me, everyone. I hope you will stay with me. Hit subscribe. Got loads of fun stuff coming up. We've got a photo shoot with a band coming up, really gritty and just brilliant.